General Grievous and Obi-Wan Kenobi were fierce adversaries, and it was almost destiny that the final battle of the Clone Wars would be between these two foes. But what's the source of this hatred, and why is it so important? Hello there.
General Kenobi!
Now, it's important to remember that Grievous hated all Jedi. It really wasn't just Kenobi. The cybernetic warlord was a Jedi killing machine designed to learn on the spot when facing new opponents. For this reason, it didn't really matter which Jedi he fought, it would just be a case of him adjusting his combat algorithm to counter them. And this meant that he could effectively take on any Jedi learning their style within minutes of the altercation. Now, we are going to talk about how this made Kenobi the perfect storm for Grievous in a minute, but before that, we're going to focus on the relationship between the two. Effectively, throughout the entire conflict, Obi-Wan and General Grievous clashed on numerous occasions, but every time it was somewhat of a stalemate. Now, arguably, Obi-Wan defeated Grievous. He helped destroy the Malevolence, he helped free Eve Koth, and it was him who freed Palpatine from his clutches, with the help of Anakin, of course. The simple fact of the matter is that Obi-Wan embarrassed Grievous. Grievous won many conflicts against numerous members of the Jedi Council, Kit Fisto, Eve Koth, and even Mace Windu, who was regarded the best warrior that the Jedi had. However, Obi-Wan was his equal at the least. On numerous occasions, Grievous is forced to flee when Obi-Wan is involved, and it's for this reason why Grievous began to get the reputation as a coward. Imagine how much this would hurt the elite Kaleesh warrior's pride to be labelled a coward by the people who were supposed to fear him. Not only this, but Kenobi's defeat over Grievous made him look weak in front of Dooku and more importantly Sidious, and he knew this. Losing the Malevolence, losing the Jedi he was supposed to have captured, and losing the giant Kyber crystal that was vital to Sidious's plans. Grievous was very embarrassed by Obi-Wan on more than one occasion. Now, why Obi-Wan was the only Jedi who was able to do this to Grievous is actually quite interesting. He was a very accomplished Jedi Master, there's no denying that, but he was definitely not the most formidable in battle. Obi-Wan used Form 3 in combat, which is also known as Sarisu. Now, this is a very passive and defensive form, and it's mostly used by Jedi who didn't see much combat. It relied on resistance and blocking as opposed to aggression. Now, as we know, Grievous's cybernetic mind allowed him to adapt to Jedi combat forms, and this meant that some of the greatest warriors, the likes of Yoda, Skywalker, and chiefly Windu, who all used aggressive forms, wouldn't be able to fight Grievous as he would learn their technique incredibly quickly and he'd be able to counter them. But this doesn't work with Kenobi. It's very difficult to have two people fighting defensively in a duel, and Obi-Wan was never going to change his tactics, so this meant Grievous was always going to have to be the aggressor. He was always going to have to push. He couldn't use Obi-Wan's form against him, as it was the perfect contrast to his fierce combat style, and all Obi-Wan really needed to do was hold the general back till an opportunity presented itself, and inevitably, it always would. Ultimately, Obi-Wan and Grievous's opposition was one on hate on Grievous's side and determination from Kenobi. He was the one Jedi who was clearly more than a match for Grievous. And we can only imagine Grievous's outrage, his anger, when he turned round to see his old foe before him on Utapau. But what do you think of the General's rivalry? Thanks for watching, I do hope that you enjoyed this lore video. If so, please remember to like, share and sub, as it's really appreciated and it helps the channel grow. I want to quickly apologise for the scarcity of videos over the last few weeks. The normal schedule should be coming back now as my final assignments are submitted, and I just want to take this opportunity to thank you all for bearing with me. Don't forget to tick the bell and follow me on Twitter @TheLoreGuy for regular updates, but most importantly, thanks again for watching. I really do hope that you enjoyed the video and learned something new, and I'll see you next time.